Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to some more roster reviews. Done a few within a few days, and that's because whenever I put out a roster review video after a decent break in between, I do get a few requests for paid reviews. We have one of those today, Ramstab. We're taking care of them first, then we'll get to two different free reviews. This player actually, is one that makes a lot of sense to try and seek out some guidance for. They are a returning player on an account that started a few years ago. Only has about 5 months total playtime on it. Said they started in 2021, 2022, and they were following the old AP Gains farming guide, which I think was like Executor, JMK focused, but trying to get some guidance now. And sometimes there is always the start a new account to get a better fleet arena. That's the simple thing. And I will say that is a good option if you are willing to do some spending. You really can't buy a good fleet arena. You can catch up, but I don't know. It's just, if your fleet arena is from 2021 or 2022, it's probably swimming with leviathans. Some very big fish out there, and it's going to be really hard to catch up. Your only real hope is Executor. Now, they said they bought the Hyperdrive bundle when it was $100, and believe it or not, these things used to be $100, and now they say, I don't know why they say one-time offer, but it's $10 now, and $9.50 if you're in the web store or the PC client. So there's that. That's something you cannot improve. However, we've had the same max fleet for 3 years now, the Leviathan. So things shift a little bit here and there, but you really can't get around that. You can beat it with an Executor fleet, and then other than that, you can go for a Leviathan of your own to kind of have parity there. You can definitely climb with Executor. But if you decide to keep this roster, this account, it seems like they are, and I'm going to proceed with the rest of the review under that assumption. You want to do Executor as fast as possible. Now, they did say they are working on Supreme Kylo, which isn't bad. But they have, I think this is the lion's share of it done, which is 7-star bounty hunter ships. And that was a big boost from the Hyperdrive back then, and now I'd argue that's the best thing you're getting from the Hyperdrive bundle these days is 5-star bounty hunter ships. A lot of relics to get on all these characters. Look at what they're working with for Supreme Kylo, but yeah, Executor is the only thing that's going to help you climb. Profundity has Leviathan issues. Executor is the one that can handle it, so that's really why it's kind of the only way forward for an account. At this point, I'm not going to be recommending pushing Galactic Republic fleet or even really a Rebel fleet. Even though B-Wing is great, and that's something that you can add, I think it's worth picking up at a couple stars, at the very least. It's not going to save you in an old fleet arena. Only Executor or Leviathan can do that. So enough about ships, and they don't have that much progress on any fleets, really. They were working on the Endurance fleet, but and said they're farming Rebel ships for Home 1. I think you skip that. I don't think you worry about that at all. I think you go full bounty hunters and then learn the Leviathan counter. Datacron's not so much, which is fine. Era stuff, I mean, definitely something to consider pouring some crystals into. They said they are a light spender, 10 to 20 bucks a month. Lightspeed bundles, episode pass. And that'll help you a little bit. The episode pass is definitely going to be giving you a bit of a boost. Maybe this era you're a little bit behind, but I think next era probably see if you can go the route of trying to get a lot higher era level units. So they did get this. They're at the same spot I'm at on my main account. So I think that's just from the episode pass plus or something. Because they didn't get 5-star R5D4. But that's going to really turbocharge you with any kind of relic character farms. No Galactic Legends, so I do understand trying to finish off that Supreme Kylo farm. He is great, however, without Darkside Ray, he is not a top-tier Galactic Legend. That said, this player is in Carbonite, right? Yeah, Carbonite 3, so just getting any Galactic Legend is helpful. He should be just fine to get you through most of the proving grounds. Not 3-star, but I think he can get you through some a good bit of them. Has Poncho Bros at Relic 7, which is good. It said he's working on Pretty Pals. This is just quite a shallow roster to this point. And I think really the light at the end of the tunnel is Executor, as I've said a bunch of times. And that said, after that, and you have Supreme Leader Kylo, you have Galactic Legend. You either go for Jabba, I'd say. I don't think you want to push Leia right now. Leia's great. I just don't think you have much built towards that. Maybe you do a little bit. I don't know. Well, you got Drogon. Yeah. Maybe Leia. So Leia or Jabba. So as a brand new account, I say Leia first, but you're already working towards Supreme Leader Kylo. Jabba, you're going to get for the mods. And he kind of has some overlap with the Executor just because there's like a bunch of bounty hunters. I don't know, not huge. I mean, you got Boba Fett in fighting shape for the Slave 1 for that fleet. Mods help. I wouldn't push like Ahsoka or Pirate King Hondo or Lord Vader, any of those super hard farms, either Leia or Jabba, if you're going to go for Galactic Legend. That said, I don't think you need to go for another Galactic Legend after Executor and Supreme Lord Kylo. Supreme Lord Kylo, he's close, just a few more characters to certain relic levels, that's fine. The Executor, absolutely the next thing. Like, have to do it, have to get that crystal income. After that, you're going to want to farm Great Mothers. You don't give a crap anymore about Mother Talzin, like Old Doc and Saj Ventress, that old lineup. You got Great Mothers, you got Morgan, along with those Pretty Pal. So if you get the Pretty Patrol, and you can do them first, just because they have an easier or a quicker assault battle. It's just like the 3 characters to get up and running. You do that, then you farm Great Mothers and Morgan, and then Night Sister Spirit. Or you could do Marin. That's an option. You do that, and then you farm them up, and then you get Balin. That's like the most effective, efficient triangle of a farm I can think of. And it's getting better all the time, especially since they're all accelerated now. When I started my Go Takes account, they were not. So yeah, that's going to be a huge return. It's a couple of different assault battles taking care of high-level Secrets and Shadows and Pretty Patrol. And then like all the other assault battles are worth focusing on, but I think really the big thing is Challenge Tier 1. I don't think that's too hard to do with just a few relic characters that are reasonably good setup. Like this, I feel like is getting Forest Moon or whatever. Another great part about farming Balin, you don't think of Thrawn as super valuable, but he's really good at Forest Moon, so that might get you through, if you have him farmed up and ready for Balin, that might get you through Challenge Tier 2. Challenge Tier 3 is difficult. That's quite challenging. Mara Jade, just random observation, this could be a great add-on here for you somewhere. But really want to focus on those maximal value farms, because there's not too much going on right now. They are focused on Grand Arena. Great Mothers, Balin, fantastic for Grand Arena. And then the Pretty Patrol, like Enoch, you're not going to really run a 5v5 team with them, but that gives you, between Great Mothers and Enoch, that's 2 3v3 teams, which is fantastic. Keep doing all the anniversary quests if you haven't finished any of them yet. Seems like they've done most of them. And this is all within the back of your mind, knowing that you could start over and get an easier fleet shard. However, I understand not wanting to do that, especially after putting a lot of effort into this. We'll look at the mods. If the mods are so atrocious, I might lean more towards that just restart recommendation. Yeah, it's a pretty bare bones account. It's pretty much a Supreme Leader Kylo farm, Poncho Bros, Darth Vader, and a bunch of anniversary token farms. That's mostly what we got. So let's look at mods, what we're working with. Qui-Gon is fastest. Kind of makes sense. Yeah, under 300 speed as the fastest unit. It's not too surprising for an account with less than 6 months of active playtime. You don't need crit damage on boss. You want all protection primaries and speed. Commander Luke, crit damage and tenacity. So if you're running a normal CLS team with 3 Chili on it, he is sharing stats from Luke, and he's sharing offense, but not crit damage. So an offense set is generally advisable. I gotta tell you though, I really think restarting an account is worthwhile because your fleet shard never changes. You got an ancient fleet shard. I don't think it's a huge hot point that a bunch of people are restarting. Because sometimes there's like watershed time periods where everyone's making a new account, like when they started these anniversary token quests. Now you have all of those available to start right away, and you have Supreme. You're gonna have Supreme Morcala, but you're not gonna have Darkside Ray, and that's not that valuable. Okay, and the mods you have are not super great either. That might not be what you want to hear, but there's just not much going for you on the account. I think you could get largely to the same position very quickly on a new account, and then yeah. If you restart now, we're over halfway done. The current era, you'll get up and running for the new era. Maybe you'll have your fleets in line. You'll have good crystal income. Whereas on this fleet, even if you get Executor and get a 2, 6, or 7 stars, which is kind of needed to take down good Leviathans, there's no guarantee that it's going to be easy to get crystals in fleet arena. So really leaning towards that. I mean, I can't look at all the mods on every character, but they're not very good. Yeah, so that's going to do it for this one. Those are my recommendations. Unfortunately, that's not the thing everyone wants to hear, but that's what I have to say. So thanks for signing up. Next account we're looking at is DarthJake. 8 million GPs. Said they started May 4th of 2025, so a little over a year old at this point. You get pretty far in a year, it seems like. Their guild is, what size? 434 million. Not bad. So they gave me all these goals they had, but it was back in October they requested. They Poncho Bros, Profundity, Spring Kylo, Leia, Jabba. So we'll see. They have a lot of that probably done already. I see we have Leia. Number 1 in fleet, with that home 1 bounty hunter lineup, which is solid. You know, you just run B-Wing and the reinforcements with home 1. You can really use any starting fleet, and yeah, it's a pretty good combo. I'm not sure exactly everything it beats, but this player's clearly climbing well with it. Focused on green, they buy the episode pass every month and some Lightspeed bundles. So let's see what else they got to work with. We got Executor. I had 7 stars. I don't know. And Profundity. So I don't know what... And it's just, I guess, an area I'm ignorant in. I don't know what home 1's doing for you that Profundity and Executor aren't. Because Executor can beat Leviathan and other Executors. Profundity can beat... not Leviathan. Executor pretty easily. It can win mirrors. It can beat home 1s. So I'm not really sure what's the draw there. I don't have any work on the Separatist fleet, which I can't really blame you on. Sith, yeah, not so much. I mean, it's a big farm. I don't think it's something I need to shame anyone for not being on the way towards, especially with a year-old account. That's a lot of proving grounds to get Fury. That's Interceptor, but they are working on Galactic Republic fleet, Marauder, so that's nice. I mean, it's solid mid-tier fleet for a long time account. Chimera level 1, Negotiator level 1. I mean, yeah, Endurance is pretty good. I think if you have Chimera and you have Negotiator, just level them up. It's cheap now. I mean, work on stuff. They're good fleets, so I don't know why you're not doing anything with them. Rogue One. Give these 2 guys some, like, Carbonite tokens. Get them to at least Gear 12. Have them respectably set up for this. Just so if it has to come in, it won't die immediately. B-Wing looks good. What are they doing? Eras. 85, 85, 85. I mean, that's keeping up with it, although... I don't know. I think the best way... Well, I guess they maybe just haven't poked through Tier 8 yet. It's kind of hard to see not doing that, though, with all 3 of them at level 85. Push Zeb forward higher. Probably doing well in Coliseum generally, but yeah, I don't know. Datacrons. Yeah, decent inventory. All these were good focus Datacrons to pick up. And now, finally, actual characters. Leia, Supreme Kylo. that's a great pair of Galactic Legends to have. Now, do we have Darkside Ray? No. Supreme Moon of Kylo without Darkside Ray is a much lower tier Galactic Legend. So, yeah, Leia is like the perfect Galactic Legend because she doesn't need any lifter, just out of the box, kicking butt. I appreciate the Relic 10 there. Amaratus, Balin is great. Bo is great. Seems pretty Gotenks-esque. Just no Jabba, no JML. But it's a lot younger of an account. We got Great Mothers, of course, because we have Balin. So, duh. Yeah, I mean, it's a good start. I don't know. I mean, bravo. Like, it looks good. Like, it looks like a good account on the land front. Pick up Java, I'd say. And then, if Luke is easy to pick up, go for it. In my Galactic Legend ranking, he did get the worst rating out of anything. But pick up Java. He's really good value for mods. And he's better now. Like, now that there's no Looming Threat of Night Sisters, he is way more competent just overall in PvP. And he's great for TB. So he's super valuable. So, Java next GL, I would say. And Jedi Knight Luke, if you are close. Let's look at Jedi and the Rebels and all that. I like that you got Revan, and he's got 3 Zetas. Relic 2 is a little bit ouch. I'd say at least Relic 4, so maybe you can use mid-tier Datacrons with him. And he won't immediately die from Relic Delta. General Kenobi, low stars, kind of low-hanging fruit, even if you're not running. Even if you don't have JMK, or like run a Padme team or anything, he's good everywhere. So he's just good to farm up for his own sake. You can't really token him, I don't think, so maybe that's a big hold-up. Rebels, very deep, because we have Leia, and looks like the Rogue One era was fruitful at 5 stars. Yeah, so I mean, I'd say next you have the low-hanging fruit. Balin, Bo, all that. I'd say Jabba is an easy call for next up. Fleets, I mean, you keep working on your fleets. Use those tokens to juice up your fleets as much as you can. Especially if you're strained on mods. It's good to divert, like, if you are struggling to keep up with modding for characters, it's good to devote any tokens you have incoming to fleet pilots or just requirements for Galactic Legends or something that you don't really care about being up to snuff. You just have to get them into relic condition. Let's look at... Let's just scroll down a little bit, because I don't think it's... Well, 8 million is pretty big-ish. These things that they might not have at all, I think are an oversight. There might not be much. Sadly, I can't shame you for Padme anymore, although I love Padme. Padme was a new character, came out shortly after I started playing again in 2019, so I have like a soft spot in my mind for those 2019ers. Like Padme, Darth Revan, Malak, Gas, you know. We don't have Gas, but I don't think that's a huge necessity. Malak, sitting at gear 12. It's kind of hard to see. Although, like I said, I have soft spot for Darth Revan and Malak. Sith Empire, I mean, this is a solid team. Like, this, it is still worth building up Darth Revan and Malak, even if you don't have Malgus yet. That being said, Malgus is a huge component to that. And then Kyber 4, maybe you're not getting as much use out of it. But it's kind of like you're sitting around and waiting for a bunch of Conquest units to come out. We got Starkiller, which is awesome. But that's a lot of good units that are just gated beyond your reach. So, I think it's looking good, though. I think you got a good setup. Speed. Let's look at our modding. Plus 197 for Kylo. Fantastic. On my main account, when I really pushed for it, I was able to barely get to 600. And I've slowed down since then. This is great. This is really good modding for Kylo. Leia, plus 193. phenomenal speed, great health. You can get over 200k if you really push it. That entails, so there's flat health everywhere over there. Percentage health. 5. Okay, I think you pretty much have to have a health primary on your arrow for that then. So never mind. This is fantastic. That's a great layout. Well done. Balin plus 142 speed. He does have speed sets. Protection primaries. Looks like a little bit of a work in progress. Maybe it's a recent unlock. I would say, I'm guessing this player's still in the process of slicing up Balin's mods, but he's off to a great start. Like, plus 142 with that stinker of a triangle is awesome. Really nice. R2-D2, plus 141 speed. He's got a lot of health. He's got offense. That's good. I mean, I'd say either want a ton of health on him or a ton of offense, or just try to get as much as you can of both, because he's juicing up the rest of his team with that, and those are the most important stats he's going to pass on. Piat, plus 139. Imperial Troopers, I am not very hyped on. However, they are a team that you have working for you. You don't need any conquest units. And if you're clever, you can make it work. I feel like I'm not quite as clever with Imperial Troopers. It's a team I haven't really fully mastered. Dash, I assume he's going with Balin, but he does have the Omicron, so I don't know. That's not an Omicron I would recommend anyone apply anymore. Great Mothers. Yeah, I mean, Morgan and Great Mothers, there's you can go kind of like standard tank build on Morgan and then decent speed on Great Mothers, or you could go super fast on each of them and be able to counter good Ahsokas. Drogon, 110 speed, crit damage triangle. He has bad crit chance, but Leia gives out a ton of crit chance to her team and like advantage and all that kind of stuff. I do think it's worth favoriting him and trying to improve his modding. These two here are not good yet. I will say this has the right primaries or the right secondaries. Speed and flat offense there is great, and then this has percentage offense and flat offense. So this, I wouldn't say trash it because it's only got 4 speed. It's got 3 out of 4 secondaries are great, and you have plenty of slices left, so I'd say keep that. This one, is more borderline, because it is a, it's just low speed. I mean, it's offense percentage. Nah, they're good. Give them a chance, roll them up. But I feel like Drogon was not a recent unlock, so you might have forgotten about his mods. It's good to periodically go back and check your key characters and see if they're up to stuff with modding. This looks great for Bo. Right now you can see there's some health focus, there's a lot of speed, and there's good offense, and not a crit damage truck. You don't want that on her, so very nice. Protea, you're ugly. I don't want to look at you. Starkiller. Yeah, I mean, slice up all this stuff. This is a good setup, though. This player definitely knows what they're doing. A little over a year old, and they're in Kyber 4. That's fantastic. That's where Gotenks is, and I'm like the account is like 2.5 years old, so well done. Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's so good with his Omicron, but he's really waiting for Queen Amidala to unleash his true potential, which it's just a waiting game for Proving Grounds. So that's not even anything I can say, or unless you're willing to shell out some crystals. And it might be worth doing that. Pick a character or two that you really want to push to unlock. Like, I would say Darkside Ray. You have Supreme Leader Kyle, that's one you really want to push. Queen Amidala is up there too, Bane. Those are really top tier. Ezra's a great character, but you need Ahsoka for him to batter now, sadly. But mods are great. Not much negative to say about this account. This is really, really well done. So thanks for signing up and being patient. And our last review for today is Lilsquigga, 8.6 million GP. They said they started a long time ago. And it's funny how they teed it up. Started when CLS and GK could be on the same team and be the best team somehow. Oh, those were the days. That was probably 2017 or something, it seems like. Took a break for college in 2021 and rejoined around the beginning of 2025 They were working towards Leia. They have Leia already, and then they were going to go for Executor after that. Which, by the way, if you are coming back after a long break and you're not able to climb a fleet anymore, getting Executor is way more important than any Galactic Legend or anything. This is a similar quantity as the first account, although it's a lot further in, 8.6 million GP, so it's a lot harder to say, just go ahead and restart. But yeah, there's not too much going on with fleets. I mean, Executor, even without looking at your character farms, you have to do Executor. And you probably need to spend crystals to get to at least 6 stars so you can climb. You can climb easily against higher star Executors and Leviathans as long as you have 6 star. 5 star is kind of tricky. 6 star I found is very reliable. So that's how you climb in Fleet Arena, and the only thing you're really going to have a ton of trouble with, I think, is Profundity. I don't really know how to go about beating Profundity with Executor reliably. Maybe you could do it once in a while, but it's not super great. Galactic Republic has always been my answer on Go Tanks for Profundity. That could be. I mean, you got Negotiator, Relic 7. So, yeah, that's something that's worthwhile. I mean, a few extra relics on your Marauder. Could probably do it. A little bit more relics on Anakin and Ahsoka. And then having the TIE Bomber, if you don't already. And that could climb against... Yeah, you do. 7 stars. That can help you climb against Profundities. So Executor plus that, you can do your climbs. So that is priority number 1. No way around that. They're going 4-star routes in Coliseum. Probably not getting super high placement, but I guess probably at least top 250, which is good. 90 to 250 is still some good rewards. Datacrons, not so much, but that's probably fine. And then characters. Again, we have Leia and Spooner Kylo, the exact same thing. Am I looking at the same account? No, I am not. So this one I would not say is a restart. I think you have a lot of great stuff here. That's worthwhile, and I do think it's salvageable with Executor and, maybe a Galactic Republic Profundity counter with Negotiator there. So you can salvage your Fleet Arena setup. Even though it is a really old Fleet Arena at this point, you can still make it work, and you have lots of valuable stuff. Leia, plus Kylo, so that's 2 GLs. Star Killer, Malik, Bo-Katan is great. Great Mothers. I'd assume we're probably working on Balin, because everyone and their mom talks about Balin these days, for good reason. It's a really good team. It doesn't have Balin yet, but I guess they're on their way. Maybe Thrawn is the last piece? There's Relic 7 Thrawn. Am I missing Balin? Is he somewhere that I just am blind to? No, they might be doing that event right now, as we speak. Or is it Morgan? No, they have everything. Well, do the event, and if you didn't realize already, you are. That's crazy timing if they're doing it right while I am doing this review. That is quite crazy timing. Janet Luke, kind of similar to the last account I looked at, the most recent account. You Jabba farm. We have Malgus, so we have some conquest units. That's another thing. So, like, if you have a significant amount of time put in towards farming conquest units, improving grounds, that's a huge reason to keep an account. The equation is not just your Fleet Arena shard, but that first account I looked at is under 4 million. I know they have no progress on any proving grounds units. But yeah. So now this one's at a decent spot. We got Savage, Night Trooper. I'm liking the choices I'm seeing of what's been worked on. It seems like they've been doing some good stuff since they came back. Because in their review request, which is 7+ months old at this point, they said that like they had a lot of old farms, so like Revens and Gas. But I think they've kind of corrected since then with getting Great Mothers. All that. Galactic Republic. Do they have Queen Amidala yet? I would guess no. It doesn't look like it. Let's look at the Ufus again. I pulled it up earlier, but I was just looking for Balin. Yeah, they're pretty limited overall in terms of conquest units, but they do have some, so yeah, this is definitely worth keeping. But I'd say Jabba is an easy call. I mean, you have to after Executor. Executor is paramount. Like, you have to get Executor. You just have to. Like, you can right the ship in fleets, and then Java's really going to help you out with mods. You already have Leia, so that's fantastic. And after Java, I do think it's easy to just pick up Jedi Master Luke unless there's something else you're really close to, and then you can go for that. I'd say Ahsoka and Hondo, even though they're great, they're not a priority yet, especially if you're not close to Ezra. Yeah, so JML looks really good with that. JMK is difficult. Do you have Watt? I would think they probably have Watt. Yeah, they got Watt. So JMK is not as big of a holdup. They don't have Cat. Yeah. Yeah, Pirate's not really big thing right now. Let's sort by the bottom, see what we got. Anything that will shock me and make me clutch my pearls that is missing. So Darth Vader Duel's End looks like they're working on gearing them. I approve. I highly approve. It is tricky though, because if you don't have Stranger to go with Starkiller, then it's kind of a I guess you can. No, you can't really run this. You can't combine Vader Duel's End, Palpatine, and Starkiller because it's too Sith. Geo's at just Gear 12 and under. That's great. I like that. I do all the anniversary quests. Yeah, I see Mando is not Gear 13, but just do all those. Pick them all up. But nothing's looking that bad. So, no, I'm digging it. I'm digging this account. This is really well set up. And very similar advice to the most recent account, but fleets are paramount. 563. That's okay. I want a crit damage triangle there. That's what I'd like to see. Ooh, so this is a bit of a trap. So she's a tank, and you might think tanks protection. Leia does a lot of her damage based off health, including her ultimate. We'll do 30% of her max health and 90% against ambushed enemies. So completely remod her all health primaries, no protection primaries. Darth Revan. Villain Zeta is good, so that's, I mean, that's worth getting. Plus 135 speed. It's good. It's not bad. Health on him, crit damage, not crit chance mods, and not a tenacity cross. That's pretty good. And I just took a break because I was tired of moving my mouth. I get tired of talking straight. Drove him in this high on speed. Okay, 295. Yeah, it's not like amazing, crazy fast. It's good. It's good that he has some good speed. I keep saying good. Crit damage. I would love to see a crit damage triangle on him. This is not the way to go. So, yes, speed secondaries are important. And 4 rolls for 19 speed might be tempting. But with an offense that you never want to run in defense primary, I don't think there's a single character in the whole game that wants that. And there's 2. Yeah, so, okay, go. Crit damage, offense. The health is fine here. Just try to get offense percentage secondary. Try to get offense percentage secondary. Offense. No, flat offense. And good speed. And this one's good. This is like what probably the only keeper there. So he's fast, but he's got really, really bad setup with this mod. 117 speed. I mean, yeah, an offense set on R2 plus a health set is good. I just gotta work on the quality. Yeah, the mods aren't super deep on this account. Already below 300 speed, and like way below 300. And we're getting to mod setups that are over or under 100 speed extra. Crit mothers plus 94 speed, 270. Crit damage, not really. They don't do that. They don't really crit. They do special damage, and they have like next to no crit chance. So don't give them crit damage. Give them like survivability or offense or something like that. Star Killer. Over 100 speed with an offense, so that's good. You definitely want crit damage on him. Definitely want more offense on him. So yeah, mods are a weak point for this account. Definitely need a lot more work. And it shows, I mean, they're in Chromium 3 or something. So, Malgus. Want health, 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 health. And speed 2. That's not sliced up. That's not sliced up, but at least they're health primaries. That's sliced up, so that's fine. Kind of bad speed, although it does have flat health, which is good because that's squeezing in as much as you can. 4 rolls of health. Too bad it's flat, not percentage. You can get percentage health here, so I mean, go for all of it. Go for as much health as you can. Health percentages, wherever you can. How's the Revan? Revan's very slow, plus 93. Crit damage is not really his thing. He is also really bad crit chance. Because he is a special damage dealer. They, in general, don't do a lot of critting unless you really, really work at it. Malik has tenacity modding, which is kind of an old setup. That's really more so. I mean, yeah, that's old school. That's like that's a 2019, or like a 2020 thing to like solo Padmes. I think you want to squeeze as much protection to him as possible. That being said, even though the mods aren't great, I still think the account is worth keeping. Just really scrutinize your modding. Refer to Swigga.gg pretty frequently for advice on what people are actually running, and especially secondaries. Bo-Katan actually looks pretty decent. She's got some good speed. Looks like an offense focus. This easy swap out. Don't use that. Use that offense primary. You know, if you have an amazing health one that's tons of offense percent secondary, that's another thing, but I'm doubting you could find that. So yeah, that'll do it for this one. This one's a keep. It's a long break account coming back, but it's got a lot on its plate. A lot already. Fleets, you know, you have a pathway in fleets. You got a lot of work towards conquest units already, I'm sure, and some of the great new teams and a couple GLs. So that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for letting me take a look. Hope everyone enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.